Bears News Fan Report here. If you're a Bears fan, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything about our team's future. Let's follow all the moves and analyses that could transform the Bears' season. Let's do this. Bear down. The question is simple, but the answer will make us sweat. What will the Chicago Bears do with the number 10 pick in the draft? Play it safe or go all in? First, the big question, to trade or not to trade? If the Bears trade this pick, they can accumulate draft capital like poker chips. More chances, more young talent, but would they be passing up a franchise player? The window to compete is closing quickly, so if they want to win now, they need an impact player immediately. Boise State running back Ashton Jay is a true force, a running machine. But is it worth spending a first-round pick on a running back in 2025 in a league dominated by passing? Unless he's the next Derrick Henry, of course. But what if the pick is a tackle? With Thuney and Jackson already in the trenches, is another OL necessary? I say yes, because protecting your QB is like building a bunker, and you can never have too much protection. The dark side is calling with Abdul Carter from Penn State and Mason Graham from Michigan, who are true beasts. But would they fall to number 10? I doubt it, unless the football gods smile on Chicago. If not, how about James Pierce Jr. or Shamar Stewart? These pass rushers would be a true threat, especially if they played alongside Montez Sweat. The defense would be terrifying. Here things get interesting. Ignore position needs and go after pure talent. It could be a game-changing WR or a lockdown CB. But beware, if they pick a QB here, that's when I say Ryan Poles might lose his job. Don't forget the Brisker factor. And the secondary? Jaka and Brisker are beasts, but Brisker's concussions are a ticking time bomb. They need more depth at safety, maybe with a day 2 pick. But what if the best available player is a star DB? If Abdul Carter or Mason Graham falls to number 10, run to the podium and make the pick. If not, trade to accumulate more picks and address needs in rounds 2 and 3. But if they insist on keeping the pick, go for a tackle, because in the NFL, championships are won in the trenches. Now let's talk about Ben Johnson and the secret weapons in the Chicago Bears. He's making strategic moves to reinforce the team, and here's the main play. Signing Olid Zakos, a direct replacement for Keenan Allen? Of course not, but Johnson isn't looking for clones. He wants versatile pieces, and Zakos has speed, blocking skills, and adaptability. That's the DNA of a Ben Johnson system player. But the main course is coming now. Rondale Moore, the former second-round pick, will meet with the Bears. An unexpected name, right? Moore has something Johnson loves: explosive speed and insane ability to gain yards after catch. He runs a 4.29-second 40-yard dash. But there's a big but. Moore is small, at 5 feet 7 inches and 181 pounds. Can he survive against the big corners of the NFC North? Also, his injury history doesn't help. I believe Johnson doesn't want Moore as the primary receiver, but as a secret weapon. He would be used on motion plays, reverses, quick screens, and even runs. Imagine what he could do with DJ Moore and other targets in Chicago. But is it worth betting on a fragile player, or should the Bears invest in a more reliable receiver? Now the big arrival, Joe Thuney. What does Thuney's arrival, with 4 Super Bowl rings, mean for the Bears? Thuney isn't here just to block. He came to inject championship blood into this franchise. His farewell message to the Chiefs was inspiring, and now he's here to revitalize the Bears. In 2024, Thuney has a 79.9 grade on PFF, top 12 among guards, and has 2 Pro Bowls and 3 All-Pro selections in the last 3 years. His presence was key to the Chiefs' Super Bowl victories. Now, will he be the mentor for Caleb Williams, the player the Bears are hoping for? Thuney is the most important signing for the Bears in decades, not just for his skill, but for his winning mindset. If the offensive line doesn't improve even more, Thuney will just be a Band-Aid. The time for excuses is over. What should the Bears do? Trade to gain more chances or go all in with a future star? Do you want more protection for Caleb or a high-level receiver? And what do you think about betting on Moore, or should the team focus on a more reliable receiver? And what about Thuney? Will he lead the Bears to the playoffs in 2025, or will Caleb Williams continue running for his life behind a questionable offensive line? Comment below. I'm eager to hear your opinions. Bear down. Look, guys, Chicago's future is exciting, but it's also filled with questions that need answers. The draft, trades, and signings will determine whether the team can finally find the winning formula. What we do know is that the pressure is building, and every move counts. First, the quarterback. Caleb Williams is the name that comes to everyone's mind when talking about the future of the franchise. He's the big promise, the future that Chicago is hoping for. However, what the team does with Justin Fields is also a question that could completely change the scenario. Fields has shown flashes of brilliance, but also moments of inconsistency. Will the Bears bet on Fields again and help him evolve, or will they seek a trade and bet on a new face for the franchise? And here's another crucial question: the future of the offensive line. Thuney is a big step toward improving this area, but he can't carry the team alone. The investment in more pieces to protect the quarterback and open up the running game will be essential. This is a long-term job, and the Bears can't wait to make these improvements. On the other side of the ball, the defense also needs to be a priority. Montgomery and Sweat are talented players, but more is needed to truly turn this defense into a dominant force in the NFC. Abdul Carter and Mason Graham would be great additions, but what about the secondary? That's something that's constantly being debated among fans and analysts. The Bears have promising players, but if they want to compete with the top teams in the league, they need more consistency and depth, especially at cornerback and safety positions. The coaching staff will also be crucial on this journey. Matt Eberflus has shown signs of being capable of leading the team, but he needs to deliver consistent results. This is the year he needs to prove he can turn Chicago into a truly competitive team. The defensive scheme, work with young talents, and adaptation to opponent styles will be key for the season. In summary, the Chicago Bears are at an important transition moment. With a crucial draft ahead and free agent choices that could change the course of the franchise, the team has everything to make a significant leap. The coming weeks and months will be decisive, and every choice and move could make all the difference. The question is, what do Bears fans expect from their team? Are we ready for another season of ups and downs, or will we finally see Chicago back at the top? As a Bears fan, I'm both excited and cautious. There's so much potential in the team, but also many unknowns that need to be solved. The arrival of Joe Thuney was a huge step in the right direction, and I truly believe he can bring a winning mindset to this offensive line. But at the same time, it's clear there's still a lot of work to be done, especially when it comes to better protecting the quarterback and creating more options in the running game. The quarterback issue is the big doubt. I'm a fan of Justin Fields, but I know he needs to take a step forward this season. He has the talent, but he needs to be more consistent and not rely only on his plays with his feet. I'd love to see him become the leader we expect, but the possibility of bringing in Caleb Williams is tempting, and we can't ignore that. The pressure is on, and making the right choice in the draft will be crucial. Defensively, the Bears have good pieces, but they still lack that something extra. Abdul Carter or Mason Graham would be incredible additions to strengthen the defense, and I'm hoping luck is on our side. The defense needs to be dominant to compete with the NFC powerhouses, and with more talent added, we can really become a feared force again. But in the end, what excites me most is the feeling that this is a decisive moment for the Bears' future. If we can hit on our draft picks, improve protection for the quarterback, and create a more consistent defense, I don't see why we couldn't finally make it back to the playoffs and even think bigger. And as a fan, my biggest wish is to see the Bears back at the top. Of course, it will be a process and nothing comes easy, but I have faith that things can start to go right. I just hope the decision makers make the right choices so we can look to the future with more confidence. Who knows, maybe 2025 will be the year Chicago finally shines.